As many of you may know, we recently welcomed Autumn into our cage, and today I'm going to be sharing a little about the bonding process. So this is kind of when Autumn and Snowball first learned that there is in fact another guinea pig on the other side of the divider. Up until this point, they were both minding their business, with Snowball just eating hay and Autumn being a bit more skittish about her new environment. But once especially Autumn learned that there was another piggy on the other side of the bar, she started paying a lot of attention and tried to get Snowball's attention. And then we started doing some playtime, which is essentially the full-on bonding process where they're interacting and Snowball is trying to say, hey, I'm the boss, you listen to me. And this, I would say, for me personally, was the hardest part because they were just constantly rumble strutting and chasing, which is normal. They weren't doing anything wrong. This is natural, and they were not, like, doing harm in their fighting. It was essentially just asserting dominance. But it felt like it was lasting forever with no progress, and it can take a while. But it just, especially doing this for the first time, it definitely felt like a, what am I doing wrong? And I was second guessing every single decision I made and wondering if I'm doing this right and if it's going to work out. Because there was that fighting. And Autumn, when we got her, was at an age where she was 3 months old. So this is kind of like when she's like a teenager in a sense and wants to try and test the boss to see if maybe she could try and be the leader. But anyway, eventually Snowball started grooming Autumn, which is a sign of bonding, and started rumble strutting at her less, and chasing was like a less frequent thing. So for whatever reason, I decided to remove the divider, and this is something that I was scared to do and was really second guessing, but for whatever reason, one day I was just like, yeah, let's do this. And for the first little bit, they were mostly just interested in the other one's food, so an other side of the cage. But once they learned that the divider can come out, Snowball was really intrigued about this, and they both knew that the divider could come out. So after I would put it back in, Snowball would try to like see if she could move it. She couldn't, but she would try. And yeah, so that I always thought was kind of interesting, but eventually it was one of those things too where if they couldn't see the other piggy, so let's say they're both in the playpen and we took one of them out because, you know, it's time to put them back in the cage, they would start calling for each other because they didn't know where the other one went and they were attached in that way. And then eventually, one day, I just stopped having the divider in, and that's where we're at now. They are bonded. The divider has not been in for 2 weeks, I want to say. And it's been very peaceful. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about how it went, and that maybe if you are, whether it's you're bonding for the millionth time and you've been through this process before, and maybe it's just challenging this time that you feel like someone understands, or if you are bonding for the very first time and you're scared and second guessing that you feel like there is someone who you can almost feel connected to in some way, like they understand how everything kind of goes and how it feels. But yeah, it can definitely feel like a second guessing, am I doing this wrong? And it's one of those things where for me, something that scared me a lot was if I make a mistake and they end up hurting each other or one of them gets hurt, I would never forgive myself, and I would feel very, very bad that my choice was the cause of that. And I think that that was something that really made me not want to put them together. But yeah, so thank you for joining in on my video.